Okay. New time. Does new time work for you guys? New time's okay for everybody? Lev? Okay. New time seems to work good for everybody then. 1:30 is perfect. Great. Okay. So works best for us. So we'll stay with that. We'll go 1:30 today. And then we'll have the players tomorrow and the coordinators tomorrow, I believe. And then Thursday we'll reconvene and talk a little bit more about NAU, a little bit more about their personnel. I think by that point in time I'll have a pretty good grasp of everybody. But it's good that camp is over. It's good that we're no longer hitting one another. And we have now an opportunity to be in game week and start Saturday night is right around the corner at this point. It was nice to see football on Saturday. It was an enjoyable day to be able to watch and be reminded that college football is a great thing. And the chance to be able to get back out there this coming Saturday night is going to be amazing. I believe we'll have a great crowd. Sounds like we're over 44,000 or something like that right now. I know Zona Zoo passes are up 1,500 from last year. I think they're close to about 7,000 Zona Zoo passes are out right now. So that's pretty exciting stuff. And if we can keep that up, obviously, we've talked about for 2 years, can we get to this year 3 and make it a sellout season? So that's our goal. Our goal is to play really good football. Everybody's healthy. So I would expect that all 85 scholarship players will be ready to go. I don't think there's not that I can think of right now on our injury list. So all 85 players are ready. And we're expecting to have a battle on Saturday night. We had one a couple years ago. I think our team's a little different than it was a couple years ago. I know their team is different. It seems as if there's been a lot of transfers that have come and gone on both programs. But as you continue to, watch their tape, what you do know is their head coach is an outstanding defensive coach. I've known Coach Ball for a while, or known of him. And he's been a Pac-12 defensive coordinator. And they brought in a new defensive coordinator from BYU, who's also done a great job defensively over his time, whether that be at Oregon State, whether that be at BYU and other places. And then they have the same offensive coordinator, Coach Pflugrad, that was there 2 years ago. I think he has some history with some of our coaches from USD days. So it'll be a good battle Saturday night. But our team is certainly excited about the opportunity to get back on the field and, do a great job at home.
Lost 2 years ago to NAU. Was that when you kind of first realized the depth of what you were dealing with and having to rebuild this program?
Well, I think that 2 years ago, each week, you learn a little bit more about your team, where they're at as a program. Certainly, the last game in 2020, before we arrived, we recognized that this program was not in a good spot. And then you start losing a couple of the best players that played in that game or didn't play in that game, but, with Brightwell going to the NFL and Lopez going to the NFL, and then really the rest of the team that was back lived that loss and then lived a bunch of losses throughout, their college careers. So, yeah, I certainly realized what a rebuild it was going to be. We talked about all year one. We called it year 0 for a reason. We felt like we had to strip it down to the studs, start building it back up. I thought last year we made good progress in the build and in that process of trying to get better every single week. Finished winning 2 out of the last 3 last year, finished with some really good football players on the roster, and then added some more good players. So I do believe we're in a good spot this year going into this game, and recognizing that 2 years ago, it's certainly a different team.
After you met with us post-game 2 years ago, what do you remember about the rest of that night?
I remember that I knew that we had to find a way to get better fast, and that we had to put that game behind us, as we have to put all games behind us that we don't win. And I think the rest of that night went into watching film and evaluating our talent and making decisions on what type of team we have, what type of team, how resilient of players. Are they willing to just see this game as one of 12 on the schedule? And were they able to find a way to come back and play extremely hard the next week, which they did. We spent our focus on that evening and all the other evenings. But yeah, you get to a point that there was this lingering black cloud over the program of a losing streak and of games that we didn't get winning. We didn't win games that we thought either A, we could have won, or B, people expected us to win. And unless you're in that locker room, unless you realize where we're at, we were rebuilding it all. And now I think we're in a place that we have done a good job as a program. Our coaches have done a great job of bringing good talent. And our players have done a great job of learning our system. They've done a great job of taking care of their bodies. Our training room was packed today of guys just getting ready for game week. And I just love the players' attitude right now.
How has Jordan Morgan looked to you over the last several weeks?
Good to go. So Jordan is fully medically cleared. And I expect Jordan to play at a very high level. He's used this time of his rehabilitation to get more football smart. He really did a ton of studying tape. He used this time to even improve his upper body strength even more than it was prior. And obviously he was one of the strongest guys on our team before he got hurt. But he had a huge focus on how strong he could get. He used this time to really take care of himself and get his life in a spot where now his full focus is on football. And I'm excited to see Jordan out there and being able to play.
What position battles stand out to you?
Position battles right now. I think that there's a lot of good battles out there right now. I think the wide receiver battle is still going on. Who the third receiver is going to be, who the fourth receiver is going to be, who the fifth receiver is going to be. Those guys are battling at every snap. I thought Montana had a really, really good last week at camp. I would say that the running backs are constantly battling, whether that be Jonah Coleman going in second, DJ going in second, Speedy going in second. And really, do they all have just their own little packages, or do we continue to let them just continue to compete and then see where Mike is? I would say that the battle is going on every day in terms of the defensive line rotation. There's about 7 to 8, maybe 9 guys that are rotating through on a consistent basis. The linebacker battle between Jacob Manu and Daniel Hamili and Justin Flo is going on a daily. And then we've got 4 safeties competing to play for 2. So we have depth we haven't had here for a while. And that has made it a lot of fun to be out of practice every day because there's a lot of competition.
Speaking of Flo, what's your assessment of what you've seen from him so far out on the practice field?
Well, what Justin's able to, he's probably one of the most explosive players that we've had here. Probably the most explosive player that we've had here. He is in an elite category in regards to his ability to run and hit. His ability to make plays on the ball, his ability to see a ball carrier, close the distance, and explode through a guy. What Justin's learning is the system, and he's learning how to play within the system, and he's had 3 different defensive systems in 3 years, and he's continuing to now get another system thrown at him, and what are the adjustments? And as a linebacker, you're responsible for being the play caller, so to speak, right? So you're the one that has to make formation adjustments and make decisions on the sets and what goes on around you. So he's working through that, but as a player, I think there's no question about his explosiveness and his energy that he brings.
And on the other side, what has allowed Daniel to ascend?
Daniel has been very smooth every day. He kind of walks in the building. He knows what he has to do. He's been very aware of his responsibilities, of knowing the defense, of making good calls in terms of as the guy that's setting the front, as the guy that's making the decision regarding the force. He's been excellent at that. He's been very poised as a linebacker. And he has really helped both the young secondary behind him and the D-line in front of him get in and out of the right defensive calls. So Daniel and Jacob and Justin all will have roles this game and beyond.
Are you doing the number 1 jersey again this year?
Right now, I think number 1 is going to remain retired. It has to be one that people really have. No one really said they want one. I think they're all content with the numbers that they have. So there's some guys that are coming in that might want one. There's some guys that I think on the roster that want one, but one goes to a starter. So we're just going to hold one right now, and if something changes, I will let you know.
With the whole situation at Iowa and Iowa State, and also what happened with Stanley Berryhill, do you guys have conversations about gambling?
Oh, yes. We brought in speakers regarding gambling. We brought in former FBI agent regarding gambling to talk about how it gets monitored and to how aware you must be. We brought the chief security officer of the university in to speak to our team. We have brought in general managers of NFL teams to talk about how it works in that league. So we've made a very clear decision how we must educate our players. And I saw what Kirk Ferentz said. I've seen what other guys have said in Iowa and Alabama and beyond, and it is a strange situation. But I will tell you that we have constantly reminded our players that you just can't gamble. Just don't try to figure out a way to do it. Don't try to figure out, well, what if it's UFC fighting, or what if it's, blackjack or whatever. But just don't do it. Don't do it. And if you don't do it, you got a great chance of not ever getting in trouble for doing it.
Your thoughts on the new clock rules and how they might impact the game?
Oh, I love the new clock rules. I wish we just took the NFL timing and just did that. I think the NFL's got to figure it out on a lot of levels. I still don't understand why we fight that sometimes regarding trying to, I wish we put the field the same way. I wish the hash marks were the same, the goalposts were the same, and the timing was the same. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I think the game will – I don't know. I saw that the numbers were a little bit the average play numbers were down from like 68 to 65 or something like that, I think I read, which is good. Who wants to sit through a 3-hour and 45-minute football game? Sit through a 3-hour and 7-minute football game and enjoy every minute of it. And I think that's what we need. We need the games to go every about 3 hours and 10 minutes and go to the next one. And if we can do that and we can get the timing right, I think that's going to be great for everybody. It's going to be great for the fans. It's going to be great for you guys. It's going to be great for us. And I don't think we miss much by not stopping the clock on every first down, Jason, or some of the other things that they've adjusted. But for the most part, that's the biggest difference, is that we can actually just keep playing and the clock can keep running.
You mentioned watching games on Saturday, and just your thoughts on a bunch of your ex-guys winning the game for Don Brown.
Yeah, super cool. I thought that was great. I think we had 8 guys on our team that are over there now. It's a great opportunity for those guys. They got chances to go play and be involved in the games and in their 2 deep, and that's awesome for them and great win. I texted Coach Brown yesterday, congratulating him on the win. Thought that I watched a lot of the game, not all of it, but most of it. I love that Simp got the first touchdown on a fly sweep. I saw that. I saw the little RPO that he caught, and it was good to see that. And I think it was great. It was great to see those guys. I think Tyler Martin, he was blitzed. The first interception, he was clean off the edge, forced them to throw an interception. I thought that was awesome. I was really happy for Tyler and his family. They're great people. And altogether, man, it was an awesome win for UMass, and I was really happy to see that. Okay. Thank you, guys. We'll see you Thursday.